Despacio, despacio.
Siente la presión en la habitación. Siente la presión en la habitación. Te lo di todo, te lo di todo, todo te lo di y me pagaste así. Todo era mentira, te lo di todo y fingías y me pagas así. No me lo jugué por ti. Siente la presión en la habitación. 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 Te lo di todo, te lo di todo, todo te lo di y me pagaste así.
Despacio, despacio.
Siente la presión en la habitación. Siente la presión en la habitación.
It's the best of the best. It's the one and only.
You can't handle the truth.
McCoy to declare him.
You are listening to Conscious Fever, hosted by Carl Price.
Hey, good evening. Welcome to Conscious Fever here on ICE Entertainment Television and Conscious Fever Radio. I am Carl Price, your host. Welcome to the show tonight. We have a very, very interesting show tonight. A very good show, actually. This is what we're going to talk about tonight, just so everybody is aware. We are going to talk about. There's a couple of things we're going to talk about. If we have time, we'll talk about the idiotic president that we have in the White House, because he's very, very idiotic. Number one. Number two, we're going to talk about. First of all, we're going to welcome about 3 or 4 reporters tonight, maybe 4 or 5 reporters tonight from all over the country. One's going to be reporting from San Diego. They're going to talk to us. He's going to give us a story about Berea and Black history. Many of you all may not know that Berea College has some Black history, and some very interesting Black history. One of the only integrated colleges in the South back during Reconstruction, and actually before the end of slavery. Number one. Number two, we're going to talk about a funeral director who showed up at a funeral and killed somebody. Go figure. Number three, we're going to talk about some 2 things on football. T. Higgins, where is he going to go? And then we're going to talk about Shedeur Sanders. Apparently there is some really serious interest in the Shedeur Sanders at the Cleveland Browns. Here we go. The Cleveland Browns are at this again, trying to get it right. And then we're going to talk about the ASAP verdict. The ASAP verdict. So I'm Carl Price. This is Conscious Fever here on Ice Entertainment Television. And be nice to our reporters. Some of them are a little shy. But again, San Diego, Los Angeles, Baltimore, Cincinnati, and Denver, I believe. Okay, so I'm Carl Price. This is Conscious Fever here on Ice Entertainment Television and Conscious Fever Radio. We'll be right back with the show. Don't go nowhere.
Tell them run it on. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might but first die. Tell them run it on. 9 out of 10 roll through my hands, I'm by my lonely. Turned to a savage, now my baby wants to hold me. I love my fans, don't need no friends, I got my homies. Thought I could trust you, I find out you tried to zone me. I'm number one up on that court, I'm Nick McGrady. The first one in, the last one out, can't call me lazy. Put in my hours, send the invoice and they pay me.
And we are back with more Conscious Fever, hosted by Carl Price Esquire.
That be me, Carl Price Esquire. I just want y'all to know something. I know I'm not supposed to say this on camera. Thank y'all. But this audience knows that there's a lot of managers here tonight. There's a lot of managers here. Some of you guys may know when y'all have bossy wives and bossy girlfriends. That's the way I feel tonight in this space. So anyway, I'm Carl Price. This is Conscious Fever here on Ice Entertainment Television, Conscious Fever Radio. Thanks for joining us tonight. I see a number of you all are joining in on Facebook, and so it looks like we're able to see the Facebook comments tonight. You know what we do here? We show your comments live. We're the only show on the internet that actually does that. So we're going to bring Paul Mullins in, our co-host tonight. Producers telling me don't forget about him. I can't forget about the little man. Wow. So
wow.
hooray, hooray for Paul. How you doing tonight, Paul?
All right, that's good, man. What's the first topic?
Well, let's just get right to it.
We got a lot to talk about.
First, before we get into the topics, can we just welcome those who are commenting? Let's say hello to those who are commenting, and then we'll come back to the topics. How about that? So here we go. To the very top, we've got Stephanie. Hello, everyone. How you doing, Stephanie? Greg Freeman from Tennessee. T. Higgins is my homeboy. This kid. Oh, wait a minute. Go back. Run that back. Run that back.
Got to read fast, Carl.
No, T. Higgins is my homeboy. This kid could have also played in the NBA. Oh, I didn't know that. So we're going to talk about him tonight, Greg. Yeah, we got you, Greg, in the NBA. Hello, Stephanie. And she says, hi, little Paul.
Yeah, you did that to me. Thanks.
Anyway, let's start with, who do you want to start with tonight, producer? Let's start. Why don't we get, before we go to ASAP, why don't we get the funeral guy out of the way? You want to do the funeral guy? You want to do ASAP? Whatever you say. Okay, so we're going to do ASAP. So let's talk about ASAP. We've got that puppy here again, y'all. Anyway, ASAP is, ASAP, as you all know, was found not guilty in trial this week. I think it was Tuesday. He was found not guilty. So to just simply fill us in, we've got a reporter in Los Angeles, and I think it's Sophie. So we're going to bring Sophie in. Sophie, this is Sophie's going to tell us about ASAP.
Good evening, Carl and Paul. As many know by now, ASAP Rocky was found not guilty on 2 counts of assault with a semi-automatic firearm, stemming from an argument with childhood friend and bandmate Terrell Efron, also known as A.A.P. Relly, in 2021. A jury in Los Angeles came to the verdict on Tuesday after 5 hours of deliberation. The rapper, whose legal name is Rakeem Athalaston Mayers, was facing up to 24 years in prison, but prosecutors said they were only seeking 8. Rocky's attorney, Joe Tacopina, told ICE Entertainment TV in a statement, quote, "Today was a day where the journey to justice was completed. We are exhilarated and thrilled that the jury saw through the charade that was the district attorney's case. Rocky and Rihanna now get to resume their life with their 2 young children and their family." Tacopina further told us, quote, "The fact that this verdict was in under 4 hours after a month-long trial shows the strength We're grateful to the jury, and Rocky in particular is grateful to the jury for coming to the conclusion that they came to so swiftly, and now it's just time to move forward. The Los Angeles County District Attorney Nathan J. Hochman said in a statement Tuesday evening, quote, "While today's verdict is not the outcome we sought, we respect the jury's decision and the integrity of our justice system." Tacopina's defense relied in part on the claim that Relly, who had been buddies with Rocky since high school, had grown jealous of the famous rapper. The lawyer claimed in his opening statements that Rocky had been carrying a starter pistol with him during the time of the alleged incident that shot only blanks. While Rocky's attorney calls the trial a charade, it appears that the jury was not buying the defense. In speaking with some jurors, one stated, quote, "I think we did the best we could with the instructions we had and with the evidence we had," the juror explained about concluding not guilty. The juror states, quote, "We were all thinking a crime had been committed. But the thing is, with the instructions we had, and with the law, we didn't think there was enough evidence to convict." The feeling was that there was a gun, the juror adds. Unfortunately, they didn't have enough evidence to convict on the charges that were handed down to us. I didn't think that they had really convincing evidence it was a prop gun. It was kind of mysterious the way it disappeared, and they couldn't produce it as evidence. So, some of the testimony did not sound accurate or truthful. Very interesting, guys. I'm Sophie, reporting from Los Angeles for the Conscious Fever podcast. Back to you guys in the studio.
All right, thank you, Sophie. We are...
Click it off.
Thank you, Sophie. So anyway, very, very interesting. Very, very interesting.
I don't know who that rapper is, and I don't know much about.
Okay, well, let me tell you. First of all, he was charged. Let me just sum this up for everybody. He was charged with assault, basically, on a childhood friend. Okay, and the childhood friend was actually not shot. Well, they claimed that actually he was not shot. I think he was shot at. He really didn't suffer any injuries. But they brought this case, the DA brought this case probably because it was a celebrity, and they thought, celebrity rappers are always trying to shoot and kill people and Thug. Yeah, I remember the Young Thug
probably
trial.
Put out his songs, right?
And so, yeah, probably listened to his songs and said, hey, this is why he was trying to kill somebody because this is what they do, or something to that effect. But he was found not guilty, and that's what that story was all about. And he's I think they're married. I don't know if they're married, but are they married? He's married to Rihanna. The billionaire rapper, and it's very interesting. Very interesting.
So that's Rihanna's husband.
Alvin, no, Sophie is not.
Oh no. Yeah, that's Rihanna's husband.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah. Actually, that's Rihanna's husband. So you see his picture up there.
And here I thought it was Chris Brown.
But
what do I know?
But I thought what was interesting about the verdict and talking to the jurors afterwards, was the fact that the jurors were just like, we really didn't believe the defense, but the way the instructions were crafted, we had to decide that he was not guilty, because the jurors were concerned that if you said that it was a fake gun, what is the best evidence in the trial, Paul? To show up with the fake gun, right? And just say, here's the gun. Yeah. That is what we call the corpus delicti. So didn't happen. So anyway,
yeah. Well, again, I can't even think of a song that he raps about. I just don't know him.
Yeah, we get. Okay.
I didn't follow that story at all. It's cool. Of course. Okay, so tonight we did something different. I've been put on the spot. Basically, I don't know the news story, so I'm gonna comment off.
Is Sophie also employed by Elon Musk? Why do you ask that, Alvin?
Come on now.
Why? She sounds like they all have accents. Monique likes your tie, Paul. Hey, Monique, welcome back.
Thank you.
Alvin, I think Sophie is employed by Elon as well. Mm-hmm. No, it's ICE Entertainment Television. You're out of touch with pop culture, Paul.
I don't disagree. I don't know who that guy is. I don't know who he is. What's his name again?
His name is, well, she told you his full name.
Yeah, well.
You got an activator.
She's talking about my curls. No, sweetie, no. I just washed my hair and put some juices and berries in it. That's how it goes.
He says, "Sweetie." That's
Yeah.
okay. Just take your time. Okay. So in any case, Paul, let's talk about. I mean, y'all can comment, and we'll deal with the comments. We've got a friend here again tonight. It's called a puppy. Y'all want to see him again? Paul thinks he's going to steal the show.
No, I don't think it's going to.
But he's just biting on my hand down here under me. But anyway, let's talk about. Here we go. Let's look at Alvin's comment. I believe the RICO trial in Atlanta with Little Woody led attorneys to use similar language to free Rocky, ASAP Rocky.
ASAP Rocky, don't know him.
Well,
now I'm gonna have to Google his songs.
You might be right. But I mean, the bottom line is that let's just keep it real, Paul. The district attorneys in Los Angeles County, out in Los Angeles, California, they blow a lot of cases. They blow a lot
That's all
of cases.
I can say.
And
Started in the
apparently,
90s, didn't it?
And I'm not sure if this was one that they really needed to bring because even the witness itself was not very credible. I'm gonna just tell y'all something. When y'all have these rap trials, a lot of the witnesses are bad
credible.
as the defendants. I'm just letting you know, and I'm not shooting on my or spitting on my rapping brothers. I'm just saying that a lot of them are not very, very credible.
So the one
Hello,
case
Renee.
the case that Alvin's talking about in Atlanta is that the one where the witnesses were supposed to roll over on the rapper and they all got in there?
Like Lil Woody.
Yes,
oh
they
my God.
all got in there and was acting like they didn't know what happened. And
Lil Woody either is a good actor or he's the dumbest MF on the planet Earth. I swear to God. But anyway, let's go ahead and talk about the University of Louisville, Paul.
Okay. But so does anybody remember at the beginning of the season I predicted a minimum of 16 wins after watching 2 exhibition games in the Bahamas? Does anybody remember that I said if we got rid of the coach that we would win a minimum of 16 to 20 games just by switching coaches? I'm not saying I was right, but this guy is a good coach, and I know I predicted that we're going to do good. I'm not saying we're a Final Four team by any stretch of the imagination. But if we go that far, I'm going to be happy. A lot of U of L fans are going to be happy. But what he's done in his first year by winning 20 games, only 2 other coaches have done that. Do you know which 2 they were? Win 20 games in one season at U of L?
Denny Crum and Rick Pitino.
Nope.
Who?
Denny Crum and John Dromo. I don't remember John Dromo. I was too young. But let's just say him and Denny Crum
this guy's pretty good.
in a class all by themselves. Rick Pitino didn't win 20 games his first season.
No,
Keep that in mind.
Alvin, Yum Brands moving out of Kentucky is not the big deal. I mean, at the end of the day, Yum Brands can go because they stole that recipe from a black man. Kentucky Fried Chicken did. Y'all know that. Y'all know that in Pennsylvania, there was a lawsuit many years ago for the recipe. I mean, a black man created.
They don't even use the
that
recipe anymore. What difference does it make?
They do.
They do not use the recipe.
Yes, they do, Paul.
Sugar, salt, pepper. Those are 3 of the secret ingredients.
Well, if that's what you use at home, you tell me if your chicken tastes like Kentucky Fried Chicken. It
My
doesn't.
chicken tastes better.
Okay, it doesn't taste like Kentucky Fried
It
Chicken.
may not. I don't cook chicken.
He's right. The producers hear the dogs over there. What is going
So what I said last week when you got the dog on the show, you jumped the shark. Does anybody think we jumping the shark with a dog on the show? I'm just asking. So the next story I'd like to talk about is you have the one on Berea College.
Yeah, let's talk about Berea College. Why don't we just get the sports out of the way? Let's get the sports out of the way. Let's talk about T. Higgins. I mean, Greg Freeman, my homeboy from Knoxville, college mate from Knoxville. Let's talk about T. Higgins. So we've got a reporter from Cincinnati. Let's just cue him in, then we can talk about what they were telling us about T. Higgins.
Stephanie says Renee's mad at me. I think she said mad at me. Renee, what'd I do? Am I reading it right?
Good evening. T. Higgins will enter the free agency market on March 12th unless the Bengals tie him down on a new contract. The veteran wide receiver, who was the first pick in the second round of the 2020 NFL Draft, has been with Cincinnati for his entire career and has been an integral part of the team's renaissance in the new decade. The 26-year-old is entering his prime years out wide, and keeping him on the team could be an important yet difficult task for the Bengals. The recruitment staff may decide to go in a different direction in the receiver position heading into 2025 and cut his $21 million contract from the roster. Plenty of NFL teams would happily sign up the proven receiver to their squad, with Higgins linked to the likes of the Los Angeles Rams, the New England Patriots, and the AFC rivals, the Buffalo Bills. La Camphora recently reported that an anonymous NFL general manager tipped Higgins to join the Patriots, claiming that the AFC East team really want this guy. Losing a talent in Higgins without any compensation would be a big blow for the Bengals, who may allow this deal to happen in order to address other concerns on the offense. Given that they have a salary cap of $47 million, the Bengals may decide to put this money to use in other ways, like on the offensive line and beefing up their secondary defense. I'm Bruce Mitchell reporting for ICE Entertainment TV and Conscious Fever Radio from Cincinnati. Back to you guys in Louisville.
All right. Here's the thing, Paul, before y'all start talking about Skyline Chili. Let me just say this. Cincinnati, the Cincinnati Bengals football team, as we knew it the last 2 years, is apparently falling apart. Apparently falling apart.
Do you know what I say? I've said this before. It's like 4 teams in the NFL that ain't gonna never win a Super Bowl. Detroit, sorry. I know y'all thought they was gonna win, but I said that before. Remember we had that? I said Cleveland
Paul.
is never gonna win.
Individually, Paul.
I said that Minnesota, my son's a big Minnesota fan. He loves them to death. We went all the way to Minnesota to watch them play a game. They're never gonna win a Super Bowl. Certain teams just ain't gonna win. And Cincinnati might be one of them.
You think Cincinnati is the one that will not win the Super Bowl? I mean, Cincinnati has come close the last 2 years. The fact that this team is about to break up, I mean, Chase might be gone. Burrow might be gone, but I think they settled with Burrow. And so now T. Higgins is the one. So
these comments, I know we're talking football, but these comments are killing me. They mad at me because I told them the Skyline Chili was good. And apparently they don't think so. Is that what y'all telling me?
Skyline Chili is great in Cincinnati. Bruce would tell us that, but it's
so when I first tried Skyline Chili, I ain't like it, and then I tried it again the right way. I guess I like it. I don't know. I'd recommend it, but they don't seem to like it, and I recommended it, and then they went and tried it and said that's nasty.
You gonna put the comments up there about the Skyline Chili because I don't know what the comments were about the chili.
Go up some.
Y'all know Skyline has the worst chili ever.
You didn't eat it right. You didn't eat it right. How did you eat it? You got to eat it. I recommended it last week, remember? You didn't eat it right. You can't put it in a bowl and just eat it like chili. They're killing me.
Skyline Chili doesn't have any
cinnamon and look at this next one.
Skyline, I know Gold Star is better.
Tastes like cinnamon and ass. Well, how would you know what ass tastes like, Renee? You telling us a lot. You telling us a lot. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay,
I know what cinnamon tastes like.
y'all talking above my pay grade. Y'all talking above my pay grade. Okay.
I'm just messing with her.
So when I lived in Cincinnati, I've had some Skyline chili. That's back when I was eating chili dogs. And Skyline chili doesn't have any spaghetti in it. So
yes,
you know,
it does.
Chili. Some of it doesn't. Some of Skyline chili doesn't have it. It doesn't have it at all. I mean, either you like Skyline chili or you don't. Anyway,
put that one up right there if you think.
Yeah, put it on the comment screen.
One more right there. This is okay. If you think that's good food, you're lacking. What's wrong with y'all taste buds? I'm just telling you, the first time I had it, I did not like it, and then I ate it the right way. That's all I can say. There was a right way and a wrong way, and you cannot eat it out of a bowl like it's just chili. You got to put the noodles on it, which I don't eat it. LeVar Ball, founder of, had his foot amputated.
Is that the Ball's daddy?
Yeah.
I mean, he never eats healthy. Did you see his diet?
No.
Yeah.
Is he a diabetic?
No, he's obviously he is. Anyway, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back here on Conscious Fever Radio, ICE Entertainment Television. We'll be right back.
Now check it out.
I have wept and I have fallen. Don't you worry about me, 'cause I stood up, yes I have grown. The pain has set me free. And like a broken record in my head.
Welcome back to Conscious Fever, hosted by Carl Price.
Even though we didn't grow up together, he's my favorite brother.
Hey, sis.
I'm the baby of the family, and he's the gentle giant.
What you know about Poor Georgia?
Man, please, that's a classic.
You know when they say people are a rare breed? Yeah, he's that.
I'm sorry, I'll be back in a few hours.
Don't worry, Shug. You know I'm for you.
I know.
Go get the football.
That was my favorite memory. He was always for you. This is a true story of me, Bridget Floyd, and this guy, George Perry Floyd Jr., my big brother.
So we've been looking at the comments during the break, and one of the comments, I mean, we're not going to have this discussion again, but Lamontrose, part of your comment was that chili doesn't have spaghetti in it.
Sure doesn't.
We're not going to have that debate. We can't have that debate again, because I would tell you chili is not an Italian dish. Throw that pasta with beans away. Yeah, I don't know about it being an Italian dish, but I don't know how you eat chili without spaghetti. Okay.
So they have lost trust in me because of Skyline Chili. That's what they're saying.
Did you tell them to eat the Skyline Chili last week?
I recommended it, and I would still highly recommend it, but that's okay.
Because I don't know. I saw Renee's comment about you and me and the chili, but I never recommended Skyline Chili. I don't really care that much for Skyline Chili, never have, but I would just remember having some chili dogs or something when I was in Cincinnati, because there's all kinds of Skyline Chilies around Cincinnati. Anyway,
next time I'll just recommend the cheese conies from Skyline instead of the spaghetti.
The cheese coney?
Yeah, the hot dogs.
Yeah, you do a lot of his Skyline, huh?
I mean, I ain't gonna say
your
a lot.
kids eat a lot of Skyline?
What is a lot? I mean,
I'm just saying, you know a lot about a lot of the dishes. I mean, at Skyline,
you ever been to McDonald's, Carl?
Many years ago.
What do they serve at McDonald's?
But I'm just, look, Big Macs.
Oh, and
I'm
what
assuming.
else?
That's all I know, Big Macs.
That's all you lies.
No,
He's trying to tell us all he knows McDonald's sells is Big Macs.
Big Macs. That's all I know.
Lies.
I think Ronald McDonald is there
Quarter pounder
sometimes.
with cheese. You ever heard of it?
Never heard of it.
Lies. Do you hear this?
Hold on. Why don't you do this? Why don't you quit trying to stray away from the Skyline Chili discussion? Because the Skyline Chili is as horrible as these people are saying.
It is not.
It is as horrible as these people are saying,
You got
Paul.
to try it twice, Renee.
No, you know.
You got to eat 2 or 3 times. Then your palate changes and you start liking it.
No, once is too many. And Skyline Chili, once is too many. Maybe your chili is better, Paul, and you can make some for us.
That's fine. I'm gonna put cinnamon in it though.
Yeah, I made some chili. I made some chili last week.
I did
with
too.
spaghetti, crab cheese. Yep.
She wants your chili.
Yep, my chili's good, Renee. My chili is good.
All right.
Anyway,
straying off topic.
All right, let's talk about Berea College. So, many of you all may or may not know, and so we will tell you that Berea College in Kentucky. Some of you all may say, "Hey, it's in Center Kentucky, and it's in
Eastern.
right in the middle of Kentucky, in Eastern Kentucky, and it's a white school and no blacks." But that is not true. History tells us something totally different. Berea College was the only integrated college in the South. It was right here in Kentucky, the only integrated college in the South in the early 1900s, in the late 1800s. So here's a story from one of our AI reporters again, since you kind of said that. Here's a story about Berea College. Check this out, and then I just want to talk about it because this is February, some people's designated Black History Month. Check this out.
Good evening, Carl and Paul. I thought I will talk about something close to the two of you, Berea College in Berea, Kentucky. Did y'all know that Berea College is a private liberal arts work college in Berea? It was founded in 1855 as a coeducational and desegregated school, admitting both black and white students and treating them without discrimination. Back then, white Kentuckians did not like that it was an integrated private school. In 1904, the Day Law, named for Carl Day, a Democrat from Brat-Thitt County who had introduced the bill in the Kentucky House of Representatives, was passed by the Kentucky legislature, prohibiting any person, group of people, or corporation from the teaching of black and white students in the same school, or from running separate branches of a school for the teaching of black and white students within 25 miles of each other. Since at the time Berea was the only such integrated school in Kentucky and the only such college in the South, it was clearly the target of this law. After Berea College's challenge to the law failed before the Kentucky Court of Appeals, although the distance provision was struck down, the case was appealed to the U.S. Supreme Court. The Supreme Court ruled in favor of the state. Justice Brewer delivered the main opinion that as the corporation in question was chartered under the laws of the state of Kentucky, it was within the rights of the state to make such prohibition to the college. Hey, the more you know. This is Vernon reporting from San Diego for ICE Entertainment TV and Conscious Fever Radio. Back to you guys.
Okay, interesting. Did you know that, Paul?
I did not. Not until we researched it for this discussion. I had no idea. I've been to Berea College. When I went to the University of Kentucky as a kid, we visited Berea College several times, and I never knew that. And I was amazed to hear this story. Now, apparently, they said that it went to the Supreme Court and they lost, which means that Kentucky forced segregation, I suppose, of Berea College at some point before integration. I think he said 1904. But I didn't know that. That surprised me.
I don't think Kentucky forced them to be segregated. I think Berea College, from what I understand from the history, continued to educate black folks and white folks at the same time, but they just complied with the law, 25-mile radius apart from, in terms of, so the instruction location had to be, if for whites and blacks, had to be 25 miles apart. But, I think that's really interesting, and I'm just going to make a comment about this, real quick. When you go back and listen to history, and a lot of times you get a lot of this black history or American history, really, that just happened to involve black folks in the month of February, and I will tell you there are some very, very evil people from back then. I mean, just the thought that it was necessary to do all these evil things just to keep the races apart. So anyway, I just thought it was but anyway, but Berea College. So for those who don't know, if you ever in that area in Berea, Kentucky, you stop by Berea College and you'll see a lot of old photos of a lot of old people, a lot of black people back in the day that were educated. Did you know that I think it's Carter G. Woodson graduated from Berea College?
No, I mean, yeah, he had I've a degree been to Berea, but I didn't know the history of Berea colleges.
Yeah.
It's just, I was shocked.
It's amazing. Yeah, the more you know, as Vernon said.
Vernon.
The more you know. Listen, before we dive into these comments again, I want to talk about what the Cleveland Browns are doing. And I know this is
wait, Renee loves me again. We're back on.
Yeah.
All right. See you, Renee.
Love is in the air. Love is in the air. Let's talk about Shedeur Sanders, because apparently the Cleveland Browns is trying to do this thing again. Cleveland Browns is now trying to determine how they are going to get this fit, Paul. Where is this fit going to come? They tried it with Baker Mayfield, didn't work. Deshaun Sanders didn't work. Deshaun Watson. I'm sorry, didn't work. Now apparently,
and also the quarterback from Florida State,
and Jameson went, but he was not like a first round. He was not anybody they poured a lot of money into. Baker Mayfield and Deshaun Watson they poured a lot of money into. Jameson was on the down slope, so he started coming. So let's look. I want to talk about what are you saying? I want to talk about. What are you doing?
Nothing.
What is he waving for?
No. If you're gonna go into Shedeur Sanders and whether he should go to Cleveland, it's one of those places that I've already told you can't win at Cleveland. If I had a son and he's the number 1 draft pick and he's going to Cleveland, we holding out. We going somewhere else.
Well, let's look at this report from one of our AI reporters again.
Hey, good evening, Carl and Paul. Here's some news on Shedeur Sanders and his NFL outlook. The Cleveland Browns have already met with NFL draft target Shedeur Sanders as the franchise considers Myles Garrett's future. The Browns have experienced a bumpy offseason already. Cleveland failed to improve on their 11-6 record from 2023 and finished with a 3-14 record, struggling with Deshaun Watson's form before the quarterback suffered a season-ending torn Achilles. Last week, the Browns were rocked by 2023 Defensive Player of the Year Garrett requesting a trade. The 29-year-old, who signed a 5-year, $125 million contract in 2020, has been with the team since he was selected with the number 1 overall pick in 2017, but he is looking to win now, and the Browns are in a rebuild. Cleveland holds the number 2 overall pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, and the AFC North franchise is looking toward the future. Sanders is projected to come off the board early. Alongside Florida's Cam Ward, the 22-year-old represents the most intriguing quarterback prospect on offer after winning the Johnny U9 Golden Arm Award, which is given annually to the nation's top upperclassman quarterback in college football, as well as the Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year award. Across the 2024 season with Colorado, Sanders threw for 4,134 yards and 37 touchdowns, with 10 interceptions on a nation-leading 74.2% completion rate. The Browns like what they see. They are reportedly being the first team to schedule a meeting with Sanders for the NFL Combine, and will be the first team he meets with. I'm Gerardo reporting from Denver for Ice Entertainment TV and Conscious Fever Radio. Back to the studio.
All right, back to the studio. Gerardo sounds like he caught your cold, my friend. That's what it sounded like towards the end. But anyway, so Paul, what do you think? I mean, is Shedeur Sanders going to be a good fit for Cleveland?
Nobody's
going
to be a good fit for Cleveland.
Right, and the reason is because Cleveland focuses on just trying to get somebody in that quarterback spot, and they don't think about the front line, they don't think about the receivers, and a quarterback cannot win it all by himself unless it's
I'm going to tell you what Cleveland's problem is. It's not just that they drafted quarterbacks. They've drafted running backs. They've drafted great defensive linemen. They cannot put together a team. And football is about putting together a team. They just draft the best players on the board, and that's not going to win it for them. And again, Cleveland's just been historically a really bad franchise. I mean, they lost their franchise. It moves to, Baltimore? Didn't the Cleveland move to Baltimore? And then they won, right? It was Indianapolis who moved to another city, but Cleveland they can't do it.
Yeah, I think all Cleveland worries about is beating Cincinnati every year. And it's just like UK and U of L. You know, one of the schools worry about just beating the other one.
That's a good idea, Monique. Disband the entire team. That's right. Look, you can't. They're not. They did that once and they bought them right back, right? They were not. Cleveland didn't have a football team for 1 or 2 years.
Yeah, it was a few years. They didn't have a team.
And then they brought them right back. So the fans up there want a team, but something about the leadership up there, they just. It's not a team that I can ever see winning the Super Bowl ever, like in my lifetime anyway.
You said that about Detroit, and you were right this year.
Right.
And you were right.
You said they had the best team. I said Detroit's going to do something to screw up their opportunity to go to the Super Bowl, and they did it. It's just that my son loves Minnesota. You won't see very many people in this town with Minnesota gear.
Why? Because of Teddy Bridgewater?
It was kind of because of Teddy Bridgewater, but I kind of like Minnesota too. And we went to Minnesota to see the stadium and the team and all that. So he kind of fell in love with the team. But I was like, well, look, this is NFL. Don't get too, attached to a team, because You know, I'm the type of NFL fan. I jump from team to team, and a lot of people don't like that. But I don't have a team. Settle down. I don't have a team in Louisville, so we can do that, right, Carl? We can jump from team to team.
Yeah, we can. Well, I mean, I was not a Baltimore Ravens fan, even though I went to the Super Bowl in 2000 down in Atlanta. I was not a Baltimore fan until Lamar went there. So, not when Ray Lewis was there and all of those guys. So, it's kind of interesting. Paul, settle down. Stop making that noise.
What noise am I making? Am I tapping my fingers again?
I think you were.
Oh, sorry. I know that the microphone picks it up. Yep, that's it. The microphone picks it up, and it bothers the heck out of people. Sorry.
I think my mic is up too high.
Your mic moving or something?
No, I'm tapping my fingers.
I just got a text. Somebody said it.
All right. So let's stop tapping the table because it's apparently affecting Monique and Stephanie's ears, and I appreciate them telling me. But I'm a table tapper, y'all. But I'm gonna stop.
Just one more time.
Stop, man.
Okay.
That was Carl. All right, so do we have time to talk Trump stuff? Because that's my favorite part of the show.
Well,
I know you try to avoid it.
Well, we did have a reporter.
No more reporters.
No more reporters. But we did have a reporter about but we can talk about the story, the funeral, man. The funeral guy.
Okay, one more AI reporter.
One more AI reporter is going to tell us about the funeral director that killed a patron at the funeral.
Absolutely.
A pallbearer.
Good evening, Paul and Carl. This is hard to believe. A Maryland funeral director was found guilty of second-degree murder for fatally shooting a pallbearer at a burial service for a 10-year-old girl who herself had been shot to death. Wilson Chavez, age 50, was also convicted of using a handgun in the commission of a crime of violence and reckless endangerment. Prince George's County State's Attorney's Office announced on Friday, February 14. Chavez went to the Washington National Cemetery in Suitland on June 6, 2023, where the funeral home he owned, Compassion and Serenity, was hosting a service for 10-year-old Ariana Davis, who was fatally shot on Mother's Day in 2023. Authorities said Chavez allegedly got into a confrontation with two people from another funeral home. Funeral attendees confronted Chavez about his behavior, and at one point he pulled out a gun and fired. 30-year-old Ronald Banks, who was a pallbearer, was fatally shot. A second victim suffered a graze wound. According to the Metropolitan Police Department, the 10-year-old girl was a passenger in a car with her family when she was hit by a stray bullet in Washington, D.C. The sentencing is scheduled for July 11th. Very sad, guys. I'm June reporting from Baltimore for the Conscious Fever podcast. Back to you two in the studio.
Okay, wow.
What was he thinking? I never heard this story until just now. Like, y'all held it back from me. Maybe I wasn't paying attention to news, but this is the craziest thing I ever heard. That's the craziest thing I ever heard. One of the craziest things.
Yeah, I mean, how do you? First of all, did you get the name of his funeral home? The name of his funeral home. Y'all ready for this? Serenity and Compassion. Serenity and Compassion, and he goes to a funeral, and he kills a pallbearer, and just open fires, and I think he shoots like 6 or 7 people, and just open fires.
That don't even make sense. Is there any reason? I didn't read the story. Is there a rationale behind that?
I think the whole story was that there were
a rationale.
Okay.
Like,
Well, the rest of the story was that there were some people there that he had been beefing with.
Okay.
And so, a rival funeral home. So, I don't know if they were associated with the 10-year-old girl who was shot, by the way, by a drive-by shooting.
So this is like the old kung fu movies where we come to your dojo and beat you up and take over your dojo. Is this the pallbearers? I mean, he went to a rival funeral home.
Yeah, I think that was at his funeral home. But I think the pallbearer was just like an innocent person that was being a pallbearer for the 10-year-old kid, so that was killed. I guess that June just points out the fact that we live in a crazy world. It's not just Trump. It's not just because of Trump. It's because of all this other stuff too. I think we're living in Revelations. I think we're seriously living in Revelations.
I don't.
Why don't you don't make us get into a discussion about the Bible, and
I just don't. So if you don't want to get into a discussion about the Bible, you just have to accept my statement that I don't think we're living in Revelations. Now, my sister does, my mother does, a lot of people I know you think we are.
I think we're living in Revelation.
My friend Tony does. I just don't. And I'm gonna leave it at that.
I think if those of us who don't die from car accidents or cancer or gunshot wound, we're gonna die in the middle of fire and rain.
Fine, I will. I will.
I don't mean to upset you, Paul.
I will entertain this. If we're living in Revelations, who's the Antichrist?
Oh, it's Trump.
Of course you'd say that. Now, according to Revelations, there will be several fake Antichrists or people perceive who are really in disguise to make a path for the true Antichrist. So is Trump the true Antichrist?
Elon Musk.
Or is it Elon Musk?
Yeah, it's Musk.
So Alvin says, pull up Alvin's comment. He's commenting on the. I believe we're living in difficult times that was foretold in the Bible. Again, so who's the Antichrist? I mean,
Antichrist. There you go. Antichrist is a system.
Okay.
I agree, Monique.
I thought, and I could be wrong.
The Bible says several Antichrists.
I swore that they told me that Saddam Hussein was Antichrist. That's what I was told.
I mean, it's not just one.
Okay. Well, if they coming along every decade, how do you know?
No, it's not. It's. I mean, they're all around us. It's not just one. I mean, everybody in Washington that.
Oh.
Everybody in Washington that didn't get fired might be. Everybody in Washington that got confirmed and didn't get fired and so-called got elected into office, that wear red ties are probably the Antichrist.
I agree that the Bible says there's several Antichrists, but this is a little ridiculous. Everybody who got fired or didn't get fired.
Everybody who didn't get fired.
Everybody in Washington who didn't get fired. I mean, come on, man.
Not yet.
Come on, man. Everybody.
I mean, the ones that are going to get fired are not the Antichrist.
Everybody can't be the Antichrist. Some people are just bad.
You know, I think when we think about the firing, I think Donald Trump just wanted to have an opportunity to say you're fired, and that's why he's doing all this stuff.
I do too.
Now.
I had a discussion with somebody the other day. You hired somebody who was a TV personality who did what for ratings? Fired people. What did you expect? What did you expect?
So now he comes in and he can say everybody. There's a lot of people that are now a part of his show.
Right. He had enjoyment in firing people. You elect him as president, and he starts firing people. Surprised? Why are you surprised? No, I know you're not, Carl. But you,
I'm not.
We had those MAGA people who were all shocked at what Trump's doing, but he told us what he was gonna do.
Yeah, MAGA. He's going to take your food stamps. He's going to take your welfare.
Take your Social Security.
He's going to take your Social Security. He's going to take your Medicaid.
And he don't care. Rich people don't care about poor people, and that's the message that needs.
Red, yellow, black, white, or brown.
They don't care. You can be white, and they can like you for being white, but when it comes down to money, you ain't one of them. And they will tell you that they white. Go protect white people, but what they really saying is go protect me, the rich guy. Go fight for me, white people, because we white. So we on the same team.
So
we ain't on the same team.
So let's get back to what we talked about last week, Kendrick Lamar. So it's really, there are several figures that will position themselves against God's kingdom, the false prophet, the wild beast, all influenced by the great serpent Satan.
So tell me who these people are, y'all. Don't tell me after the fact. Don't tell me 20 years from now, 30
Kevin,
years from now.
thanks for joining us. He told you right in your face.
That's
he
right.
Sure did.
Somebody tell me who the Antichrist is now. And if you say it's Trump, you say it's Elon Musk, that's fine. You just don't like those two people. That don't make him the Antichrist.
It's Patel.
Cash Patel.
It's Bonji. It's the Attorney General.
It's not the fact you don't have to not like them. I mean, look what they're doing.
So what is it that the Antichrist is supposed to do? He's supposed to come forth and deceive.
Let me see Lieutenant Anderson's comment.
Supposed to deceive a lot of people. We've had plenty of people come forward and
Yeah, you
deceive
got
people.
you got the producer talking. There is no need to be surprised about any of this Project 2025, and Trump and Rump told you that he was going to do.
Right.
The 100 days are the most crucial according to Project 2025.
He told us.
Yeah, I mean he told us. I mean,
And
I'm not
we
surprised.
and we tried to tell people.
I'm not surprised.
I mean, everybody tried to tell the other side that he was going to do this, and they were like, "No, he said he wasn't going to do it. We believe him." Okay.
Eggs are $8 a carton now. $8 for a dozen.
$6.
And I'm not eating no
Ew,
eggs
that's
from no
gross.
turkey.
Turkey eggs?
You're not gonna know. The United States is buying them from Turkey.
No, I'm not.
Oh, I thought you meant
you mean
turkey eggs.
Oh, you mean turkey?
That's
the
fine.
country turkey.
That's fine. I just don't give me no turkey eggs.
All right, that makes no sense. They're going to buy the eggs from Turkey, but going to send everybody over back to their country that they would otherwise need for labor.
No, they're not going to send the Turkish people because they might look a little white. You know, if you go a little too far south, you got to go back. But if you're from, you know, Norway, what's the countries he named? They're all good.
You know, I had this thing that I saw on TikTok, and it was a skit by Cat Williams, and he was talking about Trump's wife.
Melania, where he
Yeah.
said she'd be the first one
He said
to
she
be
should
deported.
be the first one.
Deported. Can we see her papers?
Yeah, she ain't got papers.
Well, I mean, what are we going to do, though? Like, I had this discussion about, I hit the table again. Sorry, y'all. About 3 or 4 shows ago where I said, as Democrats, what can we do? What can we do?
Matthew 24th
Here
chapter
we go.
speaks more about the last days more so than Revelations.
Are we in the last days? You know there's supposed to be an asteroid strike in either 2029 or
No,
2032.
2032, they said.
No, I've seen both of them. I've
Okay.
seen news stories for both of them. So we might not even have to worry about it.
Oh yeah, the asteroid.
Yeah, the asteroid gonna kill us anyway.
It's just gonna. It's a city killer.
Yeah, it's a 1% chance, but they hyping
What
it
is
up.
it? What they say? Well, they no, it's like 2.5% now. But there's also
The
a
odds keep
very.
going up as we get closer.
I know.
And then
the
they gonna be like,
odds
oh,
have doubled, but it's only 2%.
Then they're gonna be like,
but
they're gonna be like, oh shit, y'all, it's a 99% chance.
But-
we underground. Good luck.
but
We on the
the
ground.
But the problem
Y'all
is
motherfuckers gonna die.
no. But the problem is what the. I mean, it's to me, it's all a little scary kind of tactic because there's a high likelihood, like an 80% chance that it's going to land in water. Now it
That's
has
not good.
No, but it has.
That's not good.
That it's going to land in water. So
That's
what do you
not
think it's going to
good.
do? What do you think?
That's gonna be 1,000-foot tidal wave.
Well, I mean, but it's not going to be over here.
1,000. What?
No, it's not going to be over here. You remember the last one that hit? It hit a
asteroid-
city.
The asteroid that
The
killed
last-
the dinosaurs landed in water.
Right, but most of them were in water. But the asteroid, the last
It's not that
asteroid,
big, though.
the last asteroid that hit the Earth, it did hit a city, but it wasn't in this country. It was somewhere else.
Well, yeah, I might not have to worry about it because Trump might take the program away before he gets here, so we'll never know.
Well, that means he can't stop it. That means it's gonna come. It's still gonna come.
They
'cause
will
he's not
know,
stopping it.
and they will be underground. Be like,
He's
what?
making
Be like-
everyone
be
forget
like-
about the 34 felonies.
Be like
Let's
March
don't
1st.
forget.
Why is Trump moving underground? Why is all the where's everybody going to this little base in Virginia and going underground? Something going on.
He's making
March 10th.
everyone
Hey, y'all,
forget about
asteroids gonna hit. See you, but it won't be you. I'm out of here. We got all the food underground. Good luck. We'll see y'all in 30 years.
Oh, excuse me. Camera wasn't supposed to come back.
Carl,
We gotta take another.
Paul, please leave Carl. I ain't messing with this man. It's his show.
I didn't say Paul. It
It
says,
says-
please leave Carl alone. Please, please, man. Oh, is he talking? Oh, that's right. You were yelling at me, Paul. It's not even
Oh.
to you, bro.
Oh, who's that too?
All right.
Oh, okay. Somebody else.
Listen, we got to take another quick break before we end this show. We'll be right back.
Honey, what I think you need is a socket wrench.
I played JV basketball.
I'm sorry. I don't think it looks right.
This is good, and it's all
Is
good,
it,
baby.
Is it really all good?
If you love me enough to routinely test your handyman skills, not to mention the strength of your marriage, then of course you'll visit nhtsa.gov/therightseat to make sure I'm in the right car seat.
I'm gonna call my dad.
Oh, there's a lot of people. Oh,
way to go, producer. I like you.
Oh yeah, no, I don't like him
Caught him
sometimes.
sleeping.
I don't like. I mean, I've had a long day. Y'all know I get up very, very early in the morning
They
on
caught you.
Thursdays.
We're supposed to get a 5-second countdown. What happened? No countdowns today?
I don't know what happened
No,
to the
just
countdown.
Live! Surprise! Surprise!
There's no
Anyway.
countdown. What are they saying about me coming back? You're already in the red with me. Oh, Paul, don't mess with Carl either, sir. Be nice to him,
All right,
please,
I'll be
and
nice
thanks.
to him. I'm gonna be nice to you.
They're all not nice. You know, nobody's ever nice to the king. You know.
So I guess the end of the show. I heard him. Nobody's ever nice to the king.
Nobody's ever nice to the king. Anyway, yeah, but anyway, very interesting. I'm glad y'all liked our AI reporters. You know, now we have our own slaves. You know, we can make them say and do whatever we want them.
my God.
Yeah, we can
Make them white. Is that what you said? That's wrong.
I mean, they're all. Let me just tell you, they're all students. Even Vernon is a student. But Vernon's report was pretty good. He talked about Berea College, something you didn't know, Paul.
I didn't know that. Honestly, I didn't know that.
Having
about
attended an
Berea.
HBCU, I knew that.
Shut up. Don't start that again.
I mean, I'm just saying, we knew that at Kentucky State.
Every single chance you get.
No, we knew at Kentucky State because
you would make a dig
because
at a
when they-
brother who did not go to a HBCU.
Right, because
everybody can't
because
go
when
to
they-
a HBCU, Carl.
But yeah, because when they graduated from Kentucky State, the HBCU, they would go get advanced degrees from Berea. Just saying.
Everybody can't go to HBCU. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get accepted. Sorry. I didn't get accepted. I didn't apply. I didn't get accepted. See?
Yeah, you wouldn't have got accepted. You wasn't black enough.
I wouldn't have got accepted.
I mean,
I got accepted.
You were not black
I
enough.
would have got
bro.
accepted.
You
They
wouldn't
didn't
have
ask me how
accepted.
black I was.
Yeah, that what they did.
They didn't know where on the application. Where's that on the application?
Oh, yes, it is.
How
At,
black
at
are you?
HBCUs, yes, it was.
What's a deuce and a quarter? I knew that one. That's an Electra 225. See, I knew all of them. I could have passed the test.
Oh, that's not
Passed
what we
the
talked about at HBCUs.
I could have taken that test and passed it.
We talked about black love, black beauty, black wealth, black
What's
excellence.
TLC?
TLC.
Mhm.
It's either a group of girls, of 3 girls that made it high on the Billboard charts and won Grammy awards, or it's tender love and care. You know, there's nothing you can really get by on an HBCU grad, Paul. I mean, I'm just saying. So all you,
Here we go.
So all you,
and y'all ask why I
so
get.
all you,
y'all,
so all
y'all
you
ask why I'm tough on
PWIs.
Carl.
I'm just telling
you
you.
hear this?
No, I mean, I'm just
Did they
saying.
ask, why
I'm
you
just,
tough on? Why you?
I'm
why
just
you
saying.
mean to Carl?
I'm just saying
Every
that I'm
chance
just
he
saying.
gets.
I'm just saying you are gifted if you attended an HBCU.
I can't just
Very
be
gifted.
I can't just be gifted anyway. Like
No, I mean you're probably gifted anyway,
Thank
but you would have been gifted more. You would have been giftier more.
Yeah,
having
I'd
attended an HBCU.
Come on, man.
See, there's nothing like. Let me just tell y'all this before we get
Stop.
off the air. Let me just tell you, there's nothing like leaving your dorm room, and all you see is black beauty. All you see is black beauty. There's nothing like going to a football game, and all the music has rhythm in it. It's not like the Ohio State and the University of Kentucky bands.
Carl,
It all had rhythm
we have
in
black
it.
women at UK. I'm just saying. We did.
Very few. So, but I'm just
I
saying.
went there with your cousin or your niece.
No, you went there with my niece.
All right.
You know, y'all went there and took advantage of the money they were giving away. I would have too. You know, they needed tokens. Hey, we need some tokens, or we're gonna give y'all
hell
some
no.
money. But if you really wanted a really good, rich, and vibrant education, you went to an HBCU. And I'm just telling you,
K-State
when
was HBCU.
and I'm just telling you,
K-State's a HBCU,
it
right?
was more like an educational hood, a hood with an educational
Greg
twist.
Freeman is
And it was great.
co-signing on that.
Yeah, Greg Freeman. He
Come
knows.
on, man.
He knows all. You know everything. Everything was
Maybe he's not
as that video you were watching earlier. Everything was of color, and it was. And I'm not talking about rainbows. I'm just saying it was.
Well, y'all
of
was
color.
of color at y'all's, historically black colleges. We was just black, and we knew it.
Oh,
So
and,
maybe
and,
we-
and everybody
maybe
else
we-
on the University of
maybe-
Kentucky
maybe we-
campus
so
that were
maybe-
not black knew
so
it as
maybe
well.
we had a better experience.
Paul went to that PWI and lost
Wow.
flavor. No wonder he likes Skyline. Oh my God. Okay. Anyway, y'all.
That was a good comment. All right.
As they say, hey,
That was terrible.
y'all. Listen, y'all. Paul,
Why they? What?
hold on, Paul. I gotta
There's
get
nothing
this
wrong
out
with
here.
it going to.
There's something. Okay, yeah, there's something wrong going with PWI. I'm just saying. But anyway, listen, y'all. For all of y'all, and for those of y'all who went to Central High School here in Louisville, the real HBCU high school, you know, y'all are exempt for going somewhere else. Anyway, we are on our way out of here. It is 9:58. So we got to have some time for the men to sing at the end of the show. I'm Carl Price. This has been Conscious Fever here on Ice Entertainment Television, Conscious Fever Radio. This is Paul Mullins,
PWI.
The PWI man. Did y'all? I think I had a black student union there too, didn't you? Yeah. See, we didn't. We didn't need one. Anyway, until next week, y'all.
Did y'all have a white student union?
No, we did not.
Y'all suppressed them. Y'all suppressed them.
No, we didn't
Y'all
suppress
wouldn't even let them
anybody. We didn't
organize.
suppress anybody.
Wouldn't even let them.
No, you know
organize.
what? You know what?
Did y'all have white people in y'all's fraternities?
Let me tell you something. There is a there's a prosecutor now in the Jefferson County Attorney's Office. Used to be in the Commonwealth Attorney's Office. Who's a white female who is a graduate of Kentucky State University. Thank you. Anyway, y'all, we will see you all next week. I got to deal with this PWI stuff. All right. It's Conscious Fever here on Ice Entertainment Television, Conscious Fever Radio. Good night.
You are listening to Conscious Fever, hosted by Carl Price on 97thebeatfm.com.
I was born by the river in a little tent. Like the river I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but I know change gonna come. Oh yes it will. It's been too hard living, but I'm afraid to die. 'Cause I don't know what's up there on the sky. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh yes it is. Then I go to my brother. And I say, brother, help me please. But he wind up knocking me back down on the knees. There've been times that I thought I couldn't last for long, but now I think I'm able, Father, to carry on. And it's been a long time coming, but I know change gonna come. Oh, yes it is. Yes it is. Yes it is. Said I know that a change is gonna come one day.
I know a change goes.